Welcome folks to Land Timber Stream. We are going to do some more Dmvpn tonight. So that is what is on the table. This, folks, is a view of this background wallpaper of the day. This is Roatan, the very severe east side of the island. You can see they got some boats out of here, some, it's great surfing, little paradise there. That's our background today. We're going to think about that while it's cold in many parts of the country, the United States. Not so much here in Florida, not yet anyway. But let's pull up the agenda for today of what we're going to talk about and do. Yeah, so Dmvpn phases. I'll talk about that in a minute. First of all, I was unable to stream last night, but today, as I was telling some other folks, or yesterday, it was almost like an all-day lab, but on the job, because we had a particular scenario, a particular feature, or desired outcome that we were looking towards, and involved some features of BGP and other protocols that I had actually already learned about through my study of the CCIE blueprint. So I'd labbed it before. I'd labbed these different features, and I was like, yeah, we can do that. I know how to do that. And so it was kind of a situation we needed implemented, same day or next day, actually. So we had to go through high priority, change control procedures. But as part of that, I thought, well, I can lab this up. Let me make sure I have the configuration script ready to go. And sure enough, in Viral, I was able to do, kind of a small, network, provider networks, our networks, etc. And it was really cool that I was able to do that, based on things that I've learned. Yes, I don't have my number, but it's already paying off for me in a number of ways in life, of course, and in my own, sense of well-being, etc. But it's really paying off. It's already paying off at work. So I love it. I love it. So yeah, and I tweeted about that earlier today. If you saw that, been pretty excited about that. But coming back to, I've got time tonight, a little time tonight to do some labbing, and I have been having some trouble. I had some trouble if you watched the stream on, what's today, Wednesday? If you watched it on Monday, you saw that obviously there's some information gap that I have, or knowledge gap that I have. This is still new, Dmvpn, still new to me. Somewhat, at least this deeper, the phases of Dmvpn is new to me. And I struggled on Monday with phase 2. And kind of, especially with OSPF, but really I realized that I need to understand more of what's happening in phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 3 is the next lab that I have queued up, but I'm going to wait on that. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm not going to attempt that tonight. I'm going to instead focus on understanding clearly the differences with phase 1 and phase 2. And I've got a focus study group open in the Router Gods, and I've asked, and someone supposedly has a link, or someone has already done sort of a blog post on that. I'm going to see if they respond and post that. That would be great. In the meantime, I'm going to share a good post, and I need to link that here, guys, actually in the agenda. Let me do that now. So I found a good article on Dmvpn. Let's get these meat chunks out of the way. These are the meat chunks of the day. Actually, on Discord, if you're already in the Discord channel, you've seen, today I posted, I don't know, like 4 or 5 links. Yesterday, I didn't have any time whatsoever to look at anything. Barely had time to brush my teeth and eat and all that. It was a very busy day. But today, I did have a little catching up to do. Posted, I don't know, 5 or 6 pretty decent links. Of all those, I wanted to at least highlight these 2 on the stream. Delan, I think Ajero, I may be pronouncing that incorrectly, but I've been following his vlog. He's another CCIE student vlogger. So, of course, you know, my heart goes out to him and anybody on social media who's kind of doing what we're doing here on the LAN Tamer stream. I think is great. So shout out to him. He has a good discussion about his first attempt and preparing for his second attempt. And I think he said he's going to Cisco Live. So if you're going to Cisco Live Barcelona, check this vlog out. You may want to meet up with him there. That's great. There are several people in Discord. By the way, we created a new Discord server channel for Cisco Live. I had it in mind because of preparations for Orlando here in the United States in June. And we'll do a separate vlog about that, a number of vlogs. We might live stream. Actually, I plan on live streaming some things there at Cisco Live but in this summer. But if you're going to Barcelona, definitely check us out in the LAN Tamer channel, Discord channel, and there's several people talking about that who are going and planning to meet up. So good stuff. But Delan Ajero, and then we've got Network Collective episode on a well-run network. Good episode. Finished it today while I was working. I was listening to it. There's another episode though that came out. I haven't listened to it yet. Again, I try to anytime links I put out there, links of the day are ones that I've vetted, I've vouched. They're good, and they're at least somewhat related to CCIE routing switching track. Or in general to the industry that I think was important to people who are kind of doing the same thing that we're doing. But it is on DNS, which I look forward to because I actually am involved with that a lot in my job. So whip cracking, again, I think we're going to do some sorting out of Dmvpn and NHRP. I think we're going to do a chart here on stream because I am struggling with a little bit. I did find an article that has helped, and it's actually in the Cisco documentation. I'm going to bring it up and link it now. So this is in not 15.6. This is my shortcut to 15.6, but you have to go back to 12.4. And this is interesting. So many opportunities to complain about Cisco documentation. We're trying to do that. That's detracting from the stream, I know. But if we go to the main Cisco support page, let's just do that. See if I can backtrack here. I may not be able to. Yeah, to get to all categories in the old menu, it can be a pain sometimes. And I may have a link here. Well, Dmvpn in Notepad instead of relying on doc.cd. Ah, okay. Okay, there's an interesting comment from someone in the stream who's saying that their opinion is that it is better to be able to do Dmvpn configuration from memory. I know I said earlier that this is and I even said it definitively. I've said it that this is an area that I don't think I need to memorize. Just know where it is in the doc.cd. Brian McGann said that in the INE video, but I'm getting not only this, but there have been several comments about that. So yeah, I'm reconsidering that. I'm reconsidering that, and I've just about got at least the IPSEC part down to memory, and some of the NHRP stuff. I guess if you lab it enough, you're going to memorize it. So anyway, jury's still out on that. But here's the document I found on technology. Excuse me, not technology, of course, products. iOS and NXOS software, iOS. I know that looks kind of weird in Brave, doesn't it? The way that it hovers. But for here, we have to go to 12.4. And I know we do a lot of sidebars here on stream, but it's just so much happens throughout a typical day that when I sit down to stream and lab and I want to share some things I learned, I now go down the road and then I sidebar a little bit, and I apologize, but this came up in a discussion in Discord about finding documentation and finding certain documents. In particular, it had to do with ICMP codes. So you've got ICMP types and you've got ICMP codes. And we couldn't really find a good document listing all those codes and what they mean. But under 12.4, which is where I'm about to go now, and I made this point in Discord server as well, that sometimes you have to go to this particular 12.4 mainline. Seems to have a lot of stuff in here that it may not be easier to find under other versions and trains of code. So this is kind of a fallback for me. If I can't find it anywhere else, I seem to have issue finding it, go to 12.4 mainline, and if it's not in here, then you're probably not going to find it in any of the obviously you want to try to consult the latest version of code of what you'll be using in the lab, for example. But 12.4 is a fallback. And we did find in here, for example, we found under, was it troubleshooting tech notes? I think we found some ICMP. No, it wasn't here. Might have been feature guides. Feature guides is where the document we're going to navigate to. Here's NHRP, right? This is a document I wanted to share on stream that is helping me. But we did find some ICMP codes under here. I think I found it in Google first, and it said, yeah, it's under 12.4. And I'm like, ah, makes sense. 12.4 mainline, of course. So is in one of these install, maybe? No. Configuration guides, configure examples and tech notes. Yeah, I'd have to look in the Discord channel, or let's just go to that discussion. Yeah, so we had some discussion about ICMP unreachable counters. Feature guides. Okay, feature guides. Isn't that where I went? I did go to feature guides. And it is... How did I miss that? ICMP. Okay, I may be telling you the wrong thing here. 12.4. Oh, this is 12.4T. 12.4 mainline. Feature guides. All right, let me try to find this navigation again. Products. iOS. 12.4 family. 12.4 mainline. 12.4 mainline. Feature guides. Well, I'll be. I may have told someone wrong then. Let me try 12.4T. iOS 12.4, 12.4T. This has more feature. Okay, check this out, guys. So this is interesting. I was saying 12.4 mainline, but it looks like 12.4T may be the hidden gold mine, because if you go into here, there are 213 feature guides in here. ICMP unreachable destination counters. And in here, it talks about some of the codes. Yeah. So someone had a 3,3. And it was 3 destination unreachable because of 3 port unreachable. So that was the answer the person was looking for in the Discord chat. And I told them go to 12. I need to correct this here because I told them go 12.4 mainline. That's not entirely true, but guess what? I learned something. That if you go to 12.4T, there is a boatload of feature guides here, 213. Let's compare those side by side. And again, this may have not a lot to do with the actual lab day. I'm not going to remember this. I don't think, but I might. You know, you never know. Don't you love when they throw the big Cisco? Come on, man. I don't want to see all this. When I go to cisco.com, it's because I want to click on support. Don't drag down my browser showing me a movie in the background, okay? That's so darn annoying. Cisco marketing miss. So let's compare side by side 12.4 mainline and 12.4T feature guides. Shall we? We've got mainline, special and early deployments, and 12.4T. So here's mainline. All right, side by side. What were we under here? Yeah, all right, 12.4T, 12.4, okay. Master Index 1, release notes, not that we care about that. All right, T's already winning, right? T's way ahead already. We've got 9. 50 command references, 65 in T. Technical references, 2. All right, 12.T, you know, if we were to call this like a game here. And 12.T is taking the lead by 18 points. No, make that 20 points. So then data sheets and literature 311 to 1. Q&A, oh man. So design tech notes is the same. Install and upgrade. Look at configure. 5769, and the main thing here, feature guides. All right, I'm taking a screenshot of this. In fact, let's do this, guys. This is a tangent, but I think this is a worthy tangent to fall in. Okay, and then, okay, we've got our, yeah, okay, so someone has shared with me a Dmvpn, but it's not to share to the public yet. It's for own personal digestion, which is awesome. I am going to look at that at some point, but not here on the stream, obviously. Look for a great link, though, coming from a great blogger about Dmvpn in the near future. And when it comes out and that blogger posts it, we will definitely feature it here on LAN Tamer Stream. We will link to it and promote it for that person. So anyway, here is, all right, so we got 12.4T. We're going to line this up with our current track, which is, at least in viral, we're doing, one moment here. So Cisco support, networking software. All right, we're using 15.6M. We'll just stick with 15.6M and T, right? Okay, let's compare these numbers. So I'm going to make this smaller. I'm going to try to fit them all on the screen. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Brave, I do not know your zoom out. Okay, okay, cool. Here we go. So 15.6. Okay, that does it for all of them. That's cool. I actually like that better than Safari. All right, so here's 15.6. And here's 12.4. And I'm not going to try to fight too much with the formatting here because we all know how well Cisco does formatting. In their documentation. Not very well. I've raved about that in the past. Love hate, guys. Love hate. I love it and I hate it. I don't think I'm much different from anyone else who has ever referenced the Cisco doc in the future. I'm sure it's, similar with other vendors. All right. So here we go. Let's start. All right. So here is, let's just take configuration guides, right? So for configuration guides, 15.6, 59. 12.4 mainline, 57, but there's other guides. All right, I understand maybe some of that's collapsed into configuration guides in later versions. But here we've got 69 configuration guides. Feature guides, 213. Guys, I think among all three, who wins? Hands down, it's 12.4. I'm trying to make this a little more visually palatable here. Let's see if we can just get ourselves a good snapshot to inform the public, right? We want to inform the public, help them benefit from our pain. This is going to be a public service announcement here. Okay, 12.4 mainline, 12.4T. Screenshot. There it is. All right, I'm done with my little tirade. Now we're going back to Dmvpn and the document that I found today in 12.4T feature guides. It may have been 12.4 mainline, but I'm sure it's here as well. Dmvpn, actually NHRP. Okay, this actually, does it not have it? Okay, so to make this even more confusing, we need to go back here. Notice, have you folks noticed you cannot get to 12.4? If you just click on network, if you go to support networking and software, like where I was, if you're in any version, and have you ever tried to navigate using these shortcuts at the top, these branch shortcuts, as you'll notice, if you ever use this and you go here, this is what they want you to see. But obviously 12.4 is not even here. So that's a major disappointment. But I think we all know about that. If you don't, well, you know that now. So if you go into products to get here, which is where we really want to go, and get back to 12.4 mainline. Okay, there's a nice little nugget in here, guys. So it's worth the time. I know it's taking a little time to get to feature guides. Boom, here it is. And we have NHRP. Thank you, Cisco. And this is actually pretty good. This is actually pretty good. At least I read on the couch before coming back here to start labbing. I did, first of all, this is a good explanation. We're going to post this link too, by the way, so you don't have to struggle so bad to find it. Where is that? Yeah, we're going to put this in the link here. And we'll probably link it tomorrow as well. NHRP feature guide. And we're going to link it. So that will go into the YouTube upload. Anything here goes in the YouTube upload. And this, of course, is on the Google Drive. You can always go back and look at all my links, all my agendas. And we're going to post this as well on the Twitch page. I don't have that now, but I'm about to post that in there. So you can have this link as well. Well, you know how to get to it now anyway. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So on Twitch, when you do a post, okay. So when you do a post on Twitch, it actually shows you part of the link, which is kind of cool, I think. All right, I didn't know that. So getting back to this article and the different phases of Dmvpn, and it looks like I have someone from the community here, Router Gods, is helping me with my suffering, and they're going to post something for my personal consumption. But in the interim, we're still going to do just a basic chart. that compares. And right now we don't care about how to configure NHRP. We can get all this from the INE workbook exercises. But this part is actually good information. So we have how NHRP and NBMA networks interact, which is a good read. Benefits of NHRP for NBMAs, and then some of the selection process here, and we get into the phases, which is good. Use with Dmvpn, okay, here we go. This alone was helpful. All right, and let's do a chart here. Good old Excel. So Dmvpn, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And unless noted otherwise, we're going to assume that this is talking about, for example, our routing protocol EIGRP. Okay. So hub and spoke only. Phase 2, spoke to spoke. And spoke to spoke as well. Right? And this is, we have to, I think, qualify this. In this, we're talking about tunneling, right? Yeah, phase 1 does not support spoke-to-spoke tunnels. And then another category we need to talk about is routing protocol. Okay, yeah, this is pretty good, but it talked about... Yeah, I'm not going to read through this whole thing on stream for you guys, but this is the kind of chart I want to make. So we want to talk about routing protocol, or next hop. Routing next hop. So what we saw yesterday is in the routing table, we typically hub will send a default route. Is usually how we want to handle this, right? In phase 2, no default route, and remove hub as next hop. And in phase 3, we retain original next hop as well. I guess you would say that here also. Typically, hub sends the default route. I know that's not a good way, because really I'm talking about two different issues here, and that is the IGRP itself, how it's handled the distribution of prefixes is kind of one aspect. You know, talk about default routes, etc. And the other is actually how next hop is advertised. Because there's a feature in here it talks about on phase 3 where we do a NHRP redirect. So we retain the next hop of the original routing advertisement. So a spoke, for example, would be a spoke interface would be the next hop when it gets advertised to another spoke. But in order to resolve how to get there, the hub is going to send an NHRP redirect telling it, you know, you need to actually go to this address, and this is the NHRP map entry you need to get there. So anyway, this is what I want. I want a nice little comparison and contrast chart like you get when you go to CDW.com or Amazon and you compare 4 products side by side. This is what I want with phase 1, 2, and 3. we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But tonight, what I plan to do is, since I read this article, it's helped me a little bit with phase 1 and phase 2. So what I want to go back and do is relab phase 1 EIGRP and phase 2 EIGRP and compare to what I learned in this article. So that's what we're going to do right now. I have already loaded the topology and viral. We've loaded Dmvpn simulation, and we're going to bring up the requirements for EIGRP phase 1 tunnel, and we're going to do that first. Sound good? Good. Awesome. So here we go. Requirements. Actually might have some stuff left in here. Yeah, this is EIGRP phase 1. And I think what we may do, folks, is just for visibility's sake, we're going to do clear text tunnels instead of IPSEC. We're not going to do tunnel protect, just because I want to get a good look at the, I want to do some packet captures and kind of validate my theories about what is actually going on here. All right. So let's do first Dmvpn phase 1 with the EIGRP, and I'm going to revise these requirements. Okay, so we want a DMV phase 1 network. Disclaimer here, guys. The labs I'm doing, what you don't see off screen is the INE workbook. If you want to do these labs yourself, this is not, I didn't design this lab. If you want to do these, definitely check out the INE workbook. You can purchase it for, I believe it's $2.99. They usually have discounts. And, you know, I'm going to paraphrase the requirements, things like that. But of course, that's nothing like what is in the actual workbook in terms of explanation, verification, validation, etc. Often very lengthy explanations for each lab. That's what you want to definitely check out, right? If you want to do these yourself. But if you're just along for the ride, that's great. These are the requirements for Dmvpn phase 1 with the EIGRP. We're going to have routers 1 through 5 are the spokes. Router 5 is a hub. And as I'm talking through this, you already know this topology, right? But I'm going to pull up a slightly easier for me to read version of INE Zone, which is linked here. Their topology, which we have loaded into viral, right? So routers 1 through 4 are the spokes. 5 is a Dmvpn hub, right? And I'm going to go ahead and draw this, even though I didn't save it the other day, but I mean, I think, so this is our hub. And I'm missing something here on the screen. There it is. So router 5 is a hub, and these are our spokes. Okay, simple enough. Router 5 is a hub and next top resolution protocol, next top server, NHS. We got our, this is the same tunnel. Okay, source the tunnel from Ajero 100. IP addressing, NHRP network ID. Here's a question, folks. See, test your knowledge on this one. If I have NHRP network ID 1 on router 5, and I have NHRP network ID 2 on router, or 4 on router 4, will I be able to form a GRE tunnel? Will I be able to form a GRE tunnel? We'll find out, because we're going to play with that a little bit, all right? If you don't know already, that was on the boson. That was one of the questions. There was a question in that vein, let me put it that way, related to this in the boson written exam questions. I got it wrong, all right? So anyway, NHRP network ID number 1 here. Use NHRP authentication string of NHRP auth. Also, do you know the character limit for this authentication string? Maybe this is just trivia, but this was also in Boson had a question in that vein, put it that way. What is the character limit of the NHRP authentication string? Okay, we will find out. Use GRE tunnel key of 2. We don't have to do this because we're good doing clear text tunnels, right? Ensure the spokes can send multicast traffic. Oh, there it is. Okay. No, we're going to do EIGRP. We're going to use a beloved multi-AF mode. AS100. All links passive except tunnel. Advertise loopbacks. Disable split horizon. IPSEC we're not going to do. That saves a lot of the configuration too. A lot of the configuration. Okay, when complete, all routers can reach each other's loopbacks. Okay, so what do I expect to happen here? I expect that when I look on router 4, when all is said and done, that first of all, I will not establish a tunnel to these other spokes. I will not establish a tunnel to these other spokes. That is my expectation. The other expectation is that the next hop, I will learn routes from router 5. So each spoke will learn EIGRP routes. It will form an adjacency. Only with spokes will only form adjacent with the hub, and it will only learn routes from the hub. And the hub IP router 5 will be the next hop. So let's put that down. Let's enumerate these. So phase 1 expectations. No spoke to spoke tunnels. EIGRP adjacency with hub. I know I didn't spell that right, sorry. Oh, maybe I did. With a hub, and hub will be next hop destination. That's about all I can say for my phase 1 expectations, right? So that's where we're going to see when we're done, I believe. All right, so configuration. And again, some of this is already up here. So I'm going to erase. Well, I don't have router 1 on here. That'll be good practice. Oh, I don't have the chat window up. We haven't had any chats. That's okay. But it's there in case anybody wants to chime in. So interface tunnel 0, IP address 151.0.5. That's correct. That is the scheme we want to use. IP NHRP authentication. NHRP auth. IP network ID. IP NHRP network ID 1. This is our hub. We need, if we're doing it in the order it's listed here, tunnel source, it doesn't really matter. Okay, next up, source tunnel from IP addressing, NHRP network ID, authentication string. Tunnel key, ensure multicast. Okay, and then finally we have the tunnel mode, GRE multipoint. Okay. That should be good for the hub. Now for router 1, interface tunnel 0, IP address 15101, IP NHRP network ID. We're going to change this, all right? Let's see what happens. We're going to do 2 here, okay? IP NHRP authentication, NHRP auth, and tunnel key is 2, IP NH map multicast dynamic. Tunnel mode. Now I kind of debated about this because essentially this is going to be from router 1's perspective, it is a point-to-point, right? But I believe the lab key says we had to use multi-point. I may play with this. I think I already tried that anyway. I tried to do sort of a point-to-point and it didn't work, but we'll see. Yeah, I think multi-point kind of invokes NHRP. But yeah, we'll see on that one. All right, what else? Yeah, we're gonna do the tunnels first, then we'll do EIGRP. All right. So let's go ahead and configure this part. Router 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't need all these other routers running either, so we're gonna shut those down. Simulation. Where is everybody? Yeah, Varl's been acting just a little strange today. Guest. Yes, I'm logged in as guest. Wow, that is strange, folks. I got nothing. All right, I don't know what's happening there. We're gonna well, a couple things happened that were odd today, and one is that I noticed that I could not use. It gave it a different IP address. Viral launched with a different IP address than I'm used to. So we're gonna let that stop. Actually, we're gonna shut down Viral. I built it, as I was mentioning yesterday, I built a lab to do sort of some real world scenarios for me anyway, and worked great. Worked out great. I had to load a topology from a file, which I haven't done much of that. Usually I've just used Viral lately for at least the last year or so, just to launch the Viral topologies. I haven't built my own. So let's see what happens though when we do this. We're going to restart it. I'm going to continue the configuration here while that's going on, so we don't hold things up. We'll go ahead and review the configure. Oh yeah, I don't even have my maps in here. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, on the spoke, I need IP NHRP map 15101 to the physical, the underlay 169.254.100.5. And yes, this is not dynamic, right? On the spoke, it's going to be 169.254.100.5, right? Okay, yeah, left those out. Okay, this is good. Seems like something is off here. HRP map multicast, these are all in a different order. NHS, next top server. Yeah, so I'm missing that as well. IP NHRP NHS 15105. Okay. All right, viral server has stopped. Let's start it up again. Okay, router 2, that looks good. Router 3, router 4. Okay. Again, everyone's just going to be talking to the hub. Phase 1, very simple, right? Theoretically. Okay, and then let's do our EIGRP while we're waiting on the routers to do what they're supposed to do here. We're going to say just simply enough router EIGRP. Oh, this has to be multi-address family configuration mode. So router EIGRP Dmvpn and address family IPv4 unicast autonomous system 100 AF interface default passive. What else do we need here on the hub? Yeah, AF interface tunnel 0. No passive. And then exit. I think we have to exit here as well. And then we have to say network 150.1.0.0 for the loopback. And the tunnel network. What else? I think that's it. And we take the same configuration on each of the other routers, right? All right, so let's see how our viral server is holding up. Launching another instance. Where is it? There it is. All the way over here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, viral worked this time. At least, yeah, this is more like it. Okay. Let's see if this launches now. Yeah, just booted up very different IP address, everything. And we got routers. Good. Yay. All right. Okay, so this is this should be our configuration here. Router EIGRP Dmvpn address family IP4 unicast autonomous system. I'm trying to get into the mode of using the address family configurations. For example, BGP. For the longest time, I've done show IPBGP, and other engineers are telling me, don't do that. That's bad. Get away from it. And it's so tempting. Like I was doing some BGP last night. I kept wanting to do show IPBGP neighbor, but thankfully, each time I think I did show BGP, IPv4 unicast, neighbor, etc. for summary, and show BGP, VPN v4, unicast, etc. So it's a long time habit that is just starting to sink in, and the same with the IGRP. This actually seems a little more natural now. I'm doing address family IP before uni. All right, so these routers are coming up, and they're in a good IP address that we want to use. Wait, let's see. Viral, I believe, resolves to. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work. We'll find out. Telnet viral once it's. I don't think it will. Okay, I think it'll still listen. These guys they're going to be booting up for a minute. So while that is happening, guys, let's prepare. Let's use our time wisely here. Let's prepare for the phase 2. And the differences there. So we're going to look at those requirements and be ready to repeat this lab as well. Dmvpn phase 2 of the IGRP. Okay, the only difference here is in the requirements anyway, is phase 2. R5 is the Dmvpn hub and the NHRP, NHS. Okay, all links should be passive except the tunnel. Advertiser loopbacks. Okay, the only other change that it's telling me here is configure R5 to not modify the next hop value. That is the only requirement difference. My expectations are that we will have spoke-to-spoke tunnels. Hub will not be the next hop destination. We will still only have an EIGRP adjacency with the hub, however. That's my expectation for phase 2. Okay. Now we're just waiting on our routers to boot. And we can shut down router 6, 7, 8. We don't need you. And we can also shut down these switches here. Yep, save resources. Okay. Yep, router's coming up. Yeah, we've got a few new members in the Discord channel, so that's been going well, guys. Feel free to check it out if you haven't already, and of course, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And I'm liking that, that I'm not so green these days in the OBS. There for a while, I was painting, it had a green halo around my head. I was wearing those bandanas and such, but it's been much better. I don't know why, my lighting hasn't changed. But I'll take it. I'll take any win I can get. All right, telnet viral 17004. Let's see, 6. and router 5. Okay, router 1 is up. So we'll do him first. Now notice on router 1 that we're changing the network ID. And it's going to run somewhat unresponsive right now, folks, while we... All right, I think it may have rejected... Where did 16 come from? Show run interface T0. Yeah, we may have not got everything in the parser here. We didn't. Okay. Let's put it in again. Okay, did not like... Okay, I see why. All right. IP NHRP map multicast. Why didn't it like it here? That looks legit. Tunnel mode GRE. What if we did IP? What are the options here? Okay, I thought. IP, NHRP, NHS. Okay. And we'll do router 5 next, so that we can see this stuff come up. First, we'll do our tunnel interface. Everything worked fine there. We'll do our EIGRP. See if we got it right. Yes. Wow, I got that right the first time. I feel good about that. All right. So let's see if our adjacent, well, if our tunnel interface is up. And it is down. Okay. No tunnels. Did we not put a IP address here? Or did it not take? Okay, it has an IP address. What's it complaining about? Tunnel line state, no IPv4 tunnel source address. Missing the tunnel source command. Tunnel source Ajero 100. Yeah, it needs a physical interface to use. Okay, and it is up. Tunnel protocol, transport multi-GRE IP. That's good. And let's do show IP NHRP. And we have a tunnel. That's good. Yeah, it would be nice. There's a way to tell a type, right? You do show GRE tunnel type or tunnel phase. Show Dmvpn tunnel phase. It doesn't really tell us the phase, does it? Type spoke. All right, can we route traffic across the tunnel? Ping 15105 source. 155.105, 155.101. Let's check router 5. Show interface T0. All right, it is up. Show Dmvpn. Not up. Show IP NHRP. Okay. So let's look at our tunnel configuration here. IP address. IP NHRP map multicast dynamic. Tunnel mode GRE multipoint. Tunnel key. Tunnel source. What could we be missing here? I need the map statement, don't I? IP NHRP map. No, I don't need that. That's for the spoke. All right, let's pull up our sample configuration here. I could just look at the lab, but I want to go to our configuration guide. And of course, it's under security, connectivity, Dmvpn, dynamic multi-point VPN, configuration examples, NHRP authentication, NHRP map multicast dynamic, network ID, tunnel source, tunnel mode, tunnel key, and of course we're not using tunnel protection. And on the spoke, do I need to initiate some sort of traffic? Yeah, I don't even think the tunnel came up. Spoke. IP NHRP authentication, IP NHRP map multicast. Then we're gonna next hop server. We have that. Tunnel source, tunnel mode, tunnel key. We've got everything. I do hope this is not a case of, we did have an issue the other day where shut, no shut. Okay, the tunnel is up. No NHRP. Show run interface T0. What are we missing here, folks? What are we missing? Could it be the network ID? I didn't let me change it. IP NHRP network. Okay, interface tunnel 0, IP NHRP network. Make it the same. I don't think that's what's going on here, though. All right, let's do a debug. Can't spell today. Encapsulation failed. NHRP could not map one to NBMA. Cache entry not found. So go back here. If interface null net ID, if out tunnel 0 net ID out 1. Check for delayed event on list. This looks like the issue I had. There's no, okay, this doesn't make it. There's no VP extension to construct for the request. IP route lookup yielded tunnel 0, next hop. Send resolution request by tunnel 0. Encapsulation failed. Yeah, this happened the other day, and we even did a packet capture, and we could not determine what was going on. We did a reboot of the router, and it fixed it. Let's do that. Save, no. Yes. Let's see if that fixes it, because yeah, this looks a lot like the problem that we had the other day. All right, router 2, let's go ahead and put his configuration in. Next hop server, iterate tunnel 0. Multicast, network ID. Yeah, this all looks good. So we're going to punch this into router 2 and router 3. Router 4. We also want to punch in the EIGRP config, which is going to be the same for all these. Yeah, these should all be the same. Okay, let's check on router 5. Okay, still booting. So I'm trying to think what would be different between phase 1 and phase 2 configuration-wise. The only thing I can think of here is that we do a command in EIGRP no next hop self. Other than that, what would be different? Just by changing next hop self, I think that's going to cause the spoke-to-spoke tunnels. Yeah, on paper, there really don't seem to be a huge number of differences between these routers. Okay, between the configurations and the phases. Let's try to put this back on here. Tunnel is up. Not going. Okay. Let's see what I did wrong. Router 5. Yeah, there's nothing. This is what is in the lab key. IP address. IP NHRP authentication. IP NHRP map multicast dynamic. IP NHRP network ID 1. Tunnel source. Tunnel mode GRE multipoint. Tunnel key 2. That's it. There's got to be a bug, folks. I mean, let me look at router 1. Unless there's something there I did wrong. Show run interface T0. IP address. IP NHRP authentication. IP NHRP map. Ah, okay. There's a problem. No IP NHRP map. This is where I'm mapping the server. Ah, gotcha. Okay. I'm glad we found that. Yeah, the only information I have about myself here is my IP address, right? That's pretty much it. I do need the tunnel destination. Okay, this is where I had this wrong the other day. No tunnel mode GRE multipoint. Tunnel destination. Okay. So that's something for our chart, right? This really is a point-to-point. GRE tunnel destination. Spoke tunnel destination. This is going to be how do I word this? GRE tunnel type. On the spoke. This is a regular GRE. Basically point to point. Okay, y'all know what I mean. All right. Okay, so that is an issue there. All right. I need to do this on the other ones too. Router 2. Show run interface T0. Okay, that makes so much more sense than when I did it the other day. Because when I did this the first time, when I did phase 1, I did this tunnel mode. And that was incorrect because I was copying it from the Cisco documentation. The Cisco documentation here doesn't say this is 1, 2, or 3. I'm assuming that's just 3. I believe it is based on what I'm seeing there. So that was wrong. Again, very little documentation that I've found on the Cisco site. This is how you do Dmvpn phase 1. This is how you do Dmvpn phase 2. This is how you configure Dmvpn phase 3. Doesn't break it down like that. So it's your fault, Cisco, not mine. Tunnel. Yeah, no tunnel mode GRE multipoint. Tunnel destination 169.254.100.5. This is the underlay address, right? Interface T0, no tunnel mode GRE multipoint. Tunnel destination. Yep. No tunnel mode GRE multi. Tunnel destination. Right, that's more like it. And that makes more sense in my head. So much more sense. Okay, so now show IP NHRP. And we should see a router 5. Show IP NHRP. Yes. Sweet. Registered. Unique registered next hop. Good. Show Dmvpn. Nice, nice. D is dynamic here. Not here. It should show Dmvpn. Static. That's what we want. Okay, good. Now we did EIGRP, right? That's cool. I forgot about this. You actually see NHRP under show IP protocols command. Forgot all about that. Maximum path 32. There's not much information there. The default distance is 250. I did not know that. They don't show up in the routing table because that's not really a layer 3 routing protocol, right? It is. Here it is, NHRP. NHRP actually lives here. Can you do a show IP route NHRP? You can. I didn't know that. We have no routes. Because basically our routing is not taking place via NHRP. It's basically used for discovery here, right? For our overlay. All right. Show. Okay, interesting. All right, so we have EIGRP running. We do. We don't have any routes learned, however. Oh, we have to put that. We haven't put that yet in on router 5. That's why. There we go. Now we should have routes. Yep. Adjacency. Show IP route. Okay, we have the loop back here. Now the requirement is that we when complete, all routers can reach each other's loopbacks. I think the way we accomplish this in phase 1 is through a default route. Because we're not going to learn the other routing tables. We're not going to learn the full routing table. Only learn hub routes. Learn all routes. We learn all hub routes, right? Phase 3 to be continued. Okay, so I think what we have to do here in this case is we will send this on tunnel 0. Interface T0, I think. IP EIGRP. No, we have to do this in named mode. Router EIGRP Dmvpn. And address IPv4 uni, autonomous system 100. And this is going to be AF interface T0. That is where we send it, right? We send it through to the tunnel interface. Summary 0.0.0.0. Yeah. Let's see if that worked. Okay, and we just get a good. So now we should be able to reach the loop back of. No, that's not going to work, right? Because I'm not ever. Am I advertising my loop back? I am. Okay. Did I ping the wrong? There it is, 5.5. Okay, 4.4. Good. All right, just for the sake of time, folks, it's getting a little late. I need to go ahead and transition to now I'll do a quick capture. I just won't analyze it on stream. All right. So I'm going to do router 5, Ajero 1. I'm going to do traffic capture, and we're going to do everything. It already exists. Is that leftover? Let's delete it. Start over. All right, router 5, Ajero 1, traffic capture, create. Okay, so we're going to do a demarcation here. Ping. Okay, then I want to take this tunnel off and put it back on. Show run interface T0. Yeah, we're going to take this out and then put it back. And I'm going to see all the communication that happens there in the packet capture. Show IP EIGRP neighbors. All right, I have everything. Oh, yeah, that takes out my EIGRP configuration. Router EIGRP Dmvpn. Address for IPv4 Uni, Autonomous System 100. And AF interface T0, no passive. There we go. There we go. Good. All right. So now we have our adjacency, and let's do another ping. Actually, I'm going to do a ping 1.3.3. That should work. I thought that worked before. Okay, convergence issue. That's all that is. Oh, I lost my default route, right? That's what happens when you delete the tunnel. Wow, it takes all that out. Router, EIGRP, Dmvpn, address family, IP4 Uni 100, AF interface, T0, summary, address, all balls. Okay. Show IP route EIGRP. Huh? Okay, never. All right, flapping. Convergence, I think. Tunnel is up. Yeah, tunnel is there. I have neighbors. Passive interface, no passive interface. Network. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, good. Right. 150.1.5.5. Why am I not learning? Ooh, we've got some flapping here. That's interesting. Why is that? No address family neighbors. Maybe we just screwed up the process here. So let's do no router, EIGRP, Dmvpn. And just put it all back in here. Oh, under this, we want to do no passive. And summary address. Buggy, man. Buggy. At least I think it's buggy. All right, adjacencies are up. Why would it say? It says adjacency. Oh, did I not disable split horizon? That's the problem. That is the problem. And that needs to go on. That needs to go on GI0100, right? No, tunnel 0. No split horizon. So it could be is a problem. Neighbors up, neighbors up, neighbors up. That's why that wasn't coming back. Is that right? Okay, the summary address is not correct. Router EIGRP Dmvpn. AF interface T0. No summary address. How is it that he says he's a neighbor? But check this out. He says, I'm a neighbor with 155.103. That is router 3. Tunnel 0. And they're neighbors. I'm confused, guys. So this says I have 4 neighbors. Uptime. But when you query the routers themselves, they don't think they have a neighbor. I'm a little lost here, folks. This is not making no sense. All right, let's do this over here. Let's just reset the process altogether. I mean, we don't need no split horizon on it. We don't need summary address. That's a mistake. So let's take this out. So let's say for router 1, we need this. We don't need that. Yeah, let's do that again. AS0. I want 100. Neighbor target enabled on AS0. Debug IP EIGRP AS. Okay, 100. Neighbor. Okay. Okay. I'm not seeing any. Strange, very strange. All right, I'm double checking my configuration now. Show interface T0. Show run interface T0. Okay, IP address. NHRP authentication. NHRP map multicast. Map IP 151.0.5, 169.2.54.100.5. Network ID, NHS. Tunnel source. Tunnel destination. And tunnel key. That all looks good. Let's look at the EIGRP configuration. Router EIGRP DMV. Let's see. Show. I think I broke it, guys. I just broke viral. Tunnel system 100. If interface default passive interface. If interface tunnel 0, no passive interface. Network. Yep. Router 5. He must be forming an adjacency with himself, I guess. I mean, adjacency means you go through the whole negotiation process, init, etc. Show run interface T0. Maybe router 5 is just having delusions. NHRP network ID, source, tunnel mode Jerry multipoint, tunnel key 2, yes. And Dmvpn is the same configuration for EIGRP. The split horizon, right. Show IP. Okay. Down, retry limit. All right, at least that's something. That's. Yeah, all my configurations are correct here, guys. Are the tunnels up? Yeah, ping 15105, source T0. No, they're not. Show IP NHRP. Flags negative. Incomplete. Ah, okay. Debug. We're just having all kinds of fun. Checking for delay. Tunnel list. No delayed event node found. NHRP could not map. Now, last time that was the case because we had the wrong address here. Let me check the other routers. This is buggy, guys. In several ways, this is buggy. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Thank you. So buggy. All right, we're going to take... I'm saying it's buggy. Like, first of all, it thinks it has the IGRP neighbors when it doesn't. We're not even seeing packets coming inbound, I don't think. Let's take a look. This is just baffling me here. All right, check this out. So, yeah, let's do EIGRP. So throughout this process, interesting. Everybody's sending hellos except you know who, router 5. I don't see any source address. Let's see, it's IP 15105. Okay, it is sending hellos. That would indicate almost an issue with multicast. Ah, am I missing that? No, it's here. At least it's here in the config. Is it missing from... No, it's here. Is it missing from router 5? No, it's there. So multicast packets are being sent. How about NHRP? That may not be the right search term. Yeah, I think we've established EIGRP is running. And the multicast packets are coming in and they're being transmitted out. I wonder if router 1 is getting them. I don't see any coming into router 1. Let's see. Let's capture here as well. I think we have to create a group name. Let's see. Okay, it's running. Let's see if we're seeing EIGRP packets come in. Hello packets. They're obviously being received by router 5. They're being sent by router 5, but are they being received by router 1? Let's go to today at 2:11 a.m. Sure. It's sending them. That's not very long. I didn't give it much time. Let's go back in and check now. Yes, he is not receiving. Okay. So router 5 is sending, but he's not sending them to router 1. And that's why there's no adjacency. I wonder why, though. It shows as up. The neighbor is up. Why would it show that? Show IP EIGRP neighbor. Detail. Yeah, waiting for a NIT. Okay, retransmit. Yeah. Got no neighborship. You are deceived, sir. So why are your packets not getting there? Because of show Dmvpn. Yeah, look at that. Peer unknown. ENT is 4. Number of NHRP entries with the same NBMA peer. Now that's interesting. So for some reason, it's associating. That is strange, guys. Show NHRP. Incomplete. Show run interface T0. Show run interface T0. Well, some good troubleshooting here, folks. Router 5, interface T0, IP address, IP NHRP authentication, IP NHRP multicast, map multicast dynamic, network ID 1, tunnel source, tunnel mode, tunnel key. There is nothing else to configure on router 5. We could take it out again. That is such a pain, though. Well, let's do it. No router EIGRP Dmvpn. No interface T0. Okay, we got no NHRP. All right, let's just put the tunnel back. Yeah. I don't know, folks. I seriously think this is probably a feature bug or something in. This is not the first time this has happened, and it seems like had a lot of issues labbing NHRP in viral. Maybe it's images, I'm not sure, but I think we're gonna have to take a break here. We got phase 1 done. I think I understand a little more the difference between phase 1 and phase 2. Documented some of that, but we're gonna have to move on. It's getting late, about this old man's bedtime. Got to get up to work out tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Everybody who joined the stream, or if you're watching this on YouTube, please, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe. On YouTube, on Twitch, hit that follow button if you don't mind. And then you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord. Thanks for tuning in, folks. It's been a good night of labbing, and look forward to more labs tomorrow, if all goes well. Happy learning, happy labbing. Hope you get all the good bits. Take care, folks.